What's up, everybody, and welcome to the NFL Draft edition of the Swolecast here on rotogrinders.com. David Kitchen. And listen, I have the honor of introducing Davis Maddock, League of Legends legend, LOL legend, GPP winner Davis Maddock. Davis, welcome to the show.
You know, I just got to thank Peter. You know, I don't think any of this would have ever happened without him, carefully helping me study the League of Legends. And also, the poker tournament, right? Like I thought, my study time with Peter did really pay off in the poker tournament as well.
It did good. Peter, how many $5,000 GPP wins do you have for esports?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I did win that $33 tournament that Davis won back when it was merely a speck in his eye. Also, I should just let it be known how much I'm tilting. Tuttle has become a League of Legends thought leader, writing up the write-ups on Roto-Grinders. We got Davis taking down $5,000. I'm slipping down the rankings, now the 59th. Who knows after today's update to the rankings. And everything I thought I had in this life is now crumbling between my hands, but that's because it's not an issue because I'm now an NFL draft thought leader, Dave, and I'm excited to talk prospects today.
The NFL draft thought leader space is wide open. No one's doing it, so
it's a market
people breaking down the draft.
We're the only site where you can get ownership projections for the NFL draft.
You guys want prospects on 7th round offensive tackles? Only here are we doing that for you guys, breaking it down.
Also, right. Bill O'Brien's an idiot.
Yeah. Davis, I will say something's different about you. You are turning your shirt into a V-neck with What are you doing, man?
Why are you doing this to me, dude? I told you I was. I
know,
this
but
new mic.
we had a professional podcast kind of theme going, and now you've got this broke. Does that connect to your iPhone? What's happening here?
This is more expensive than the mic that I used to use.
Oh, it looks great. Looks great.
I don't prefer it. I prefer my podcasting mic, but I've been doing TV these days, and it just doesn't look great to have that giant arm coming down.
Do you wear your champion long sleeve from 1995 on the TV bits too?
Every day. Literally every day. I wear my quarantine outfit is I alternate between this t-shirt and a black Nike hoodie, and then whichever one is clean is the one that I wear that day.
I actually can't believe Champion's back. Champion's in style.
Big time.
I'm so out of style right now, but I do want to say that
the goatee looks great though.
It's not a goatee. It is a beard. It's a beard. It's just very in the early stages, and I grow this. I'm Tuttle can relate. Tuttle, this part grows more heavily on you.
Oh,
right?
I grow nothing on the sides. This is I'm trying to grow a quarantine beard, and I just don't get anything on the side.
You're not getting on your neck either.
Look at that.
I shaved the neck because the neck beats.
See, I think that's a big. I think if I could grow facial hair thick like that.
Oh no, Davis, your facial hair is very thick. Is that a chin strap you got going on?
Well, what happens with mine is it actually a lot like yours, Dave. It just doesn't come in right there.
Oh, we've seen whenever you grew your mustache out for your Fantasy Insiders pictures.
That was awesome.
You couldn't even see it once the pictures.
Do you remember when I dyed my mustache?
Yes, I do. That was actually the one time it looked good. All right. So good start already to the NFL draft Swolecast. I've got the Swolecast account going.
I just busted open the notifications. What?
Oh yeah, it got unsuspended yesterday after 2 weeks. So we already have 2 followers, myself and Peter Overzet.
I just gave him a follow and a retweet.
Get in on the ground floor.
So yeah, you want to get in on the ground floor at Swolecast account, but we're going to do our first ever live poll right now, and I think the poll is going to be Peter. Go ahead and announce what the poll is going to be, and then we can decide on what the options will be.
Okay, so today, industry thought leader Davis Maddock revealed his first round mock draft. Other industry thought leaders by the name of Siege have called it the worst mock draft he's ever seen in his life. And your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to guess how many landing spots Davis gets correct in his mock draft. Closest to the pin will win what, Dave?
No, it's just a poll.
Just a poll. Sorry. Yeah,
Just
this
a poll.
is
We're just updating it throughout the
t-shirts.
show.
No t-shirts right now.
I have
I don't know what the options should be on here.
I think
poll.
the right. If I was gonna set the line, I would set the right line at like 8.
Davis set the line.
I have a bone to pick with the editor here of Sports Grid. It's very hard to read who's actually what the selection is. You need to have the team bolded along, or the player bolded alongside the team.
My favorite part about it is after the Broncos pick, I like taking an hour and 15-minute break to listen to Sammy and Davis talk about poker.
It's just good for SEO to have the podcast embedded, dude.
It's just a good
Maybe learn.
breather.
Maybe read a book.
Maybe read a book.
Oh, this is a good qualification in the chat. They're wondering if it's based on team selection or slot selection. I think we should go with team selection.
I mean, really, we could give Davis the benefit of both, really, right?
Okay, Jordan Love at number 23, eh?
Yeah.
I
think
it's like a live reveal of Davis.
I feel like the Patriots are going to take a quarterback. I don't know. I feel decent about that. I think I bet Jordan Love to the Patriots at like 8-1. That number is probably still out there. I like that.
Can't they just trade that down? Aren't they like infamous for trading down and then just getting him in the later round? He's not.
It's very hard with mock drafts to be like, oh, this exact trade down is going to happen. I did do one in this draft because I think it makes sense for both teams.
All right, so I'm going to put the option 0-2, 3-5.
0-2 really shouldn't be an option because the first two are
all right.
Literally, you just have to breathe to get them right.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So we'll put 2 should be still an answer because it's possible that you not get anything else right. So 2-4, 5-7. And then 8-10, and then let's shoot. You think you're getting 10, Davis?
10 is a lot. 10 would be.
I'll just say
I don't
10
think I've
plus.
10 plus is like that. You would probably be winning like mock draft contest if you got 10 landing spot plus correct slot.
Are you in?
And yet you say the over under is 8.
Well, I think the first 3 picks are basically at this point unalterable. I just think I think those are so clear that you're saying that you get another 5 correct, which I think is in like a very possible range of outcomes.
Davis, how do you get in one of the mock draft competitions? Like, how do you get eligible for it?
I think you just do it. Like Fantasy Pros has one and the Huddle has one.
I need to get in the mix.
Fun fact: we actually had someone on this Swolecast, Evan Silva, that won
it.
Like, he won it, and then we replaced him with Peter.
Yeah, I mean,
so you can understand how the quality of this show for draft process
got better.
Well, Silva, basically Silva was reaching levels of being too competent, and it was just kind of scaring all of us. So we had to, we had to refresh the show.
Silva went from like, a basic model for, picks to now puts himself in the shoe of every GM. This is what, if the Dolphins don't do this is what they should do. Like, Silva as a GM is like his latest thing. Silva, but when you have been considered for the Browns front office job, along with Condoleezza Rice and who was the other draft cheat fake?
Oh, that was such a good tweet.
It was our boy JKS at Rip JKS. If you guys want to follow him on Twitter, he's got a terrible account. just unbearable. But he did have a really, really good one.
And it got retweeted
fake.
by like Mina Kimes and everybody else as far as the Browns are considering Evan Silva, Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah, Mina was the one who retweeted it.
And someone else thinking outside the box is, I think, what they said.
So I'm doing this startup dynasty draft, and with some industry thought leaders, and we've had one time out with no pick over the course of the draft. Can anyone guess? Maybe
I know it was Silva.
Yeah. But apparently he talked to the commissioner, and they let him backfill the pick. I guess it's good to be king.
I mean, do you want to talk about how the other startup that you did with industry thought leaders, how you didn't get Patrick Laird in that draft? Do you want to cover that?
Davis took Patrick Laird like 4 rounds ahead of his ADP just to spite pick.
Can we talk about how I started the whole industry Superflex Dino League, and then now Davis is trying to copy it for content?
Wait, you started the idea of Superflex Dynasty?
Kitchen was the first one. Well, here's the thing.
Superflex Dino Best Ball 2 tight ends. That's what
Kitchen. I don't actually want to give you credit, and I'm sure someone else had done it before. But your league, the Insiders Dynasty League that we do, it was actually the first one of that format that I had played in, and so I gotta give you credit. It's a great format. It's the best format.
It's the one Insiders thing still around. I will
we
say,
start printing currency for Superflex inventions. I say we put Dave on the $1 bill.
Put me on the 50. I will also say, lots of people asking about this T-shirt. This is the T-shirt you get if you are an esports. Stop. If you're an esports subscriber, or if you've unpaused your sub on Roto Grinders, that's the T-shirt that you get with that. So, all right, let's just go through, starting with the quarterback position. We know Joe Burrow is going number 1. Joe Burrow content way overplayed. You can find that literally everywhere else.
No, dude, the guys from NFL.com are routinely like mocking Justin Herbert at 1 to the Bengals. It's like some of the worst content I've ever seen. So good though. Hate clicks off the charts.
I did see Mrs. 94% DFS model with Burrow at number 5. Her model put Burrow at number 5.
Probably some good inputs on that model.
Who is this?
Cynthia.
Oh, really?
Cynthia the GOAT.
She has a model out there.
Delino DeShields, dong of the day.
Dong of the day, baby.
Let's
Noted power hitter.
I would say no one should be able to hate. Only one person has ever had on ESPN the byline 94% success rate. So let's talk about the quarterback position though after Joe Burrow. Davis, I want to get your hot take on Tua. You think he's going to be okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think Tua is great, and I think that if there were no health concerns for him, it would be reasonable for Bengals fans, Bengals front office, whatever, to debate if they wanted Burrow or Tua, because we know how advantageous having a mobile quarterback is. It seems, though, that some segments of the market are starting to have concerns over Tua's medical. There was a report last week that 2 teams failed him, just outright failed him on a physical. Then we saw the pro day workout where a guy looks like, Steve Young. He's flying around like guy looks crazy. So I don't know. I mean, I think Tua is great. I think you clearly take Burrow 1. I pretty much hate all the other quarterbacks other than those 2, though. For me, it's those 2, pretty big gap, Hurts, and then I think Herbert and Love are just total. I just think they suck. All right. I don't know. I don't get it.
Let's pause on that. We'll pick back up at that. I do want to say I've got a boots on the ground report.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is what the offseason has been needing.
All right. So here's the thing. Tua has actually been in Nashville for a while now. He's training at a local high school. The high school's coach, Trent Dilfer. They have a very nice facility. Trent Dilfer's calling him the next Hall of Famer. This is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing his medicals are fine. He's the next Hall of Famer. I don't know how you compete with that, Davis.
I don't doubt Tua skills-wise in any way. I mean, he just crushed it every game he played. He's young. I don't know. It's just that we have seen good young quarterbacks fall a ton because of medical concerns before.
Like who?
Kitchen, if you don't mind me asking, would you just tell us your source on this?
What's the Nashville newspaper called?
Or are you outside the school with your binoculars?
Yeah.
Noted talent evaluator, Trent
David
Dilfer.
Kitchen. Oh, Trent Dilfer. That's even better one.
I think Trent Dilfer's actually training him as well.
Maybe that's what that goatee is Dave's been going undercover to school.
Like, you know what his goatee looks like? It looks like Gettleman's facial hair.
Yeah. Here's my press pass. David thickened. Pay no attention to the goatee.
All right. Peter, what are you hearing as far as medical opinions on Tua?
Yeah, so I've talked to a handful of doctors in my network, and a couple of them have seen...
What's Chow say in Discord?
Hey, Chow.
Chow is incredibly concerned with what he's seeing on the medicals.
You got to download the app to get that, though.
Doesn't it feel like everyone knows Tua medical stuff aside is great? Don't you think everyone's just using this as a bit of subterfuge that they just want to get him for cheaper? I mean, it's all probably bullshit, right? He's fine.
The whole Herbert thing, like when Tuttle, I was going to mention this for you as far as whenever the markets move as far as betting sites on this stuff, what's your take? You think it's because of the public money, but like whenever Herbert's starting to get a little more juice over Tua, what's your take on it?
Well, you got to realize the market is not very big for. I mean, even though this is the only thing that's probably going to be the most bets taken on the NFL
they're
draft.
like max bets of like 1K.
Right. I mean, we're not having, what's typical for an NFL Sunday. We're not having a couple $200,000 picks come in and move the market. We're getting limited money coming in on these guys that's moving the lines.
I mean, we're talking about guys, League of Legends pocket change. I mean, that's what we're talking about as far as the handle on these bets.
There's going to be more. Yeah. What's his name through the contest for more money than that?
Wei Yan.
Yeah. Wei Yan pocketed more money throwing contests than that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us.
Yeah. I mean,
Kitchen's internet going out right when we.
Oh, you love it! You love it! You love to see it.
I thought he was going to talk about Justin Herbert running for 2 touchdowns against my Wisconsin Badgers, and that was the most tilting thing ever in the entirety of the world.
Very tough.
Is it because you're a Badgers fan or because you were playing DFS that day?
Both. Both, because Herbert was really cheap that day, if I recall. Rightfully so, because he's not very good.
I mean, his stock has come down a lot since he was going.
As it though he probably barely cost himself any money. He was going to be the 1st overall pick. Now he's probably going to be the 5th or 6th overall pick.
Is that where you have him?
So in this most recent one, I have Tua sliding because of the medical stuff. I'm going to do one more, obviously before the draft goes off. And
obviously. Yeah.
I don't know, like, yeah, maybe this Tua medical stuff is a smokescreen. But I don't know. It's like the drum beat, Peter. The drum beat is definitely out there.
You can't ironically say drum beat on this show when you unironically said drum beat in your mock draft article.
I unironically am hearing the drum beats.
Did Dave just go true? Control find?
Jordan Love to the New England Patriots. Peter, great fit. There is starting to be a quiet drum beat that the Patriots are not signing any veteran quarterback and will instead look towards the draft.
Little D stands for little drummer boy. Davis.
This. Wow, some habits really die hard. This is like when Davis plagiarized Matthew Berry for a Fantasy Insiders article back in 2013.
Maybe Davis is trolling us all, and this is actually like a mock draft Mad Lib where he just pulled in various cliches from throughout the industry for his.
I mean, that's kind of how mock drafts work, by the way. I don't know if that's how you've ever done one, but that's kind of how it works.
I publish mine on my Patreon, so if you got to pay to see the goods.
It's been rough in the LOL streets the last few weeks. Trying to filter some action to the Patreon.
God, can we talk about Davis banking this morning, being in the world's best mood, and then literally like Patreon only post about his League of Legends thoughts, just trying to ride that steam.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I didn't catch that joke. Oh, he's got the Patreon. All right, I dig it.
This kid's hustling.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Let's talk about Jalen Hurts now, Davis. I'm going to give you the floor as you tell us why he is the number 3 quarterback for you.
I mean, I think it's pretty simple. Running is like a very viable thing for quarterbacks to do in the NFL now. Like the more mobile you are, the more that you can do with your playbook. We've seen, with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, building your offense around the mobile quarterback. Just it makes more sense than it ever has, and it allows you to run a more efficient offense and allocate more resources on your defense, because if you're running your quarterback all the time, you don't have to pay a ton to your wide receivers. You don't have to spend a ton of picks on wide receivers. And I think there's like this narrative that because Hurts got benched for Tua, like he's dusty, like 12 quarterbacks in the NFL last year who started games were transfer quarterbacks in college, obviously including Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield, who were Oklahoma quarterbacks before Jalen Hurts. And I don't know. I mean, he just seems like really good to me. Like all of the available data points that we have on him are like, this guy's really good. So it seems weird to me that people think he's not good.
All right, here's a data point for you. The player profiler comp of Robert Griffin III. Do you think Robert Griffin III should be a starting quarterback in the NFL?
Probably if he never would have torn his ACL like 16 times, he probably would have been pretty good. I feel like that's not that controversial to say.
All right.
So isn't the problem though with these mobile quarterbacks is they have to land in the ideal situation to really?
Yeah, if he goes to I don't know, like what's a bad team? Like if he goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars, yeah, he's gonna suck because they're just gonna have him try and play like Nick Foles, and he's not gonna be very good at that. Oh, every day's an adventure for Peter.
Oh wow. It's probably because he's on the. If you hover over his box, it says Lauren Overzet. So she's probably like, "Peter, can you get off my account, please?"
Yeah,
all right, Peter, your thoughts on that?
Sorry, guys.
Your thoughts on that,
paradise. Peter? My thoughts on Jalen Hurts. It'd be nice if Davis was wearing his Oklahoma Sooner hat while he discussed this take.
Should I go get it? Should I go get it and a jersey too?
For all the grief that he has given me over the Titans picks or for liking Vanderbilt players, he sure has been high on Jalen Hurts as well.
I'm a very low-key homer, though. People don't realize when I do it. I'm just a little bit more conspicuous about it.
I actually am surprised. Davis comes across as a guy that wouldn't be like a homer. I'm not like, it's really surprising that you have an allegiance to these teams.
A college football team.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just because, I mean, I like watching football was watching Oklahoma football to me. Like that's how I learned to like football. So I can't even if I like tried to, like, I don't want to like the Cowboys. I really wish I didn't like them, but like I can't shake it. It's like a mental illness, you know?
What would the Chargers do at quarterback, Davis?
Seems like they're going to take Herbert, which I don't know. I don't think Chargers fans are super happy about it, but it's the drumbeat. The drumbeat seems like the Chargers are going to take him. Well, what was weird though, the reason why I chose in this mock draft to take the Tua medical stuff into, like pretty heavy consideration is that on the DraftKings Sportsbook, and we talked about that stuff mattering or not mattering, but the signal that I was taking was that Herbert's odds on DraftKings switched from the Chargers being the favorite team to take him to the Dolphins being the favorite team to take him on Wednesday morning, which I just thought was very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that they said that none of the reporters are going to like tip the picks. It would make for a very fun game. Like there's some games out there that you like, the closer you get, or the higher you get your player that you bet is the points bet model. Like you get points for it.
I absolutely love that model. Like I think that's just like gambler's paradise, dude. Like the more right you are, the more you get paid.
Yeah, it's a pretty innovative way to be able to place bets on the draft. We are going to hear a lot of stuff about bridge quarterbacks. Peter, what's a bridge quarterback?
Bridge to nowhere, Dave.
So if I said to you, Cam Newton is a bridge quarterback, what would you say?
I said that's a bridge to nowhere, Dave.
If I said that Jameis Winston and his yards per attempt is a bridge quarterback, what would you say, Peter?
I'd say you sound like a troll hiding underneath that bridge, Dave.
All right, Davis, thoughts on Tyrod Taylor? You have to pick between three bridge quarterbacks: Tyrod Taylor, Cam Newton, or Jameis Winston.
Oh, I wonder who he's going to pick here.
Yeah, it's Cam. I mean, Cam is the only one. Cam is the only one you sign. He's healthy, and you're like, okay, winning the Super Bowl is in my range of outcomes, right? It's probably not happening with Jameis. Almost, like I would say, like sub 3% with Jameis and Tyrod. But like, if you get healthy Cam Newton, sure. Why would that not be something that could happen? Especially like, I mean, the Chargers, to me, it seems like they should just sign him because their team is so good, right? They just have so many good players. I feel like that's something they should want to do.
You lost because you basically admitted that Cam is a bridge quarterback.
I think how could you say he's not at this point in his career? It seems like his health is not good enough. Like if he was healthy, he would be signed.
Breaking news. Davis.
Don't you guys think it's kind of fishy? Some of these quarterbacks like Cam, Jameis aren't signed. Don't you think it's like a little fishy? You know,
it feels weird.
It feels like I don't want to go down this road, but
don't.
I'm just sitting here like, is this going where I think it's going?
No, because buddy Andy Dalton's not signed either.
No, I mean, I'm getting a strong Tom Hanks on SNL vibe from these guys.
Dude, it's a false flag. It's a false.
we need a Tommy G 30 page thread on this one.
Yeah, I'm just saying it smells fishy, guys.
Yeah, we need to break down Jameis's latest appearance on Fox News.
A lot of like his neck skin, not up to snuff.
The hands too.
Why did he have little baby hands on the show?
Let's just go ahead and your prediction for Jameis landing spot, Davis.
Jacksonville.
I think they're the betting favorite right now.
Jacksonville and Pittsburgh seem to me like the two most likely spots.
Tuttle?
Hell if I know. I'm not even going to pretend to know that one.
Peter.
Tuttle, everything we do is pretend. He's going to be a New England Patriot, Dave. Book
you
it.
Think?
Great fit. Great fit. Jameis and Bill Belichick, I've often said that the two seem like yin and yang.
I realize I'm gonna sound a little cuckoo tinfoil hat here, but I think the Brady Winston swap has been the master plan all along.
The whole time.
Have we entered?
No one's talked about that.
Have we entered Jameis into the Great Fit Patriots website?
That Great Fit Patriots website.
Is it no more?
It is. The code
model's
hasn't been
broken.
Updated.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It's got to be recalibrated.
He's working through NFL Scrape R right now. It'll take a couple days, but he's getting it back up.
So can I put Jameis Winston in or no?
Yeah, let's see how the model's working, Tuttle.
This guy might as well be a show dog because he's about to get groomed by Bill Belichick.
The model works, baby.
The model's up and running.
He's about.
It's such a good line.
Yeah. I was gonna make like a. Anyways, yeah, he's liable to be killed by Bill Belichick.
Wow. That'd be entertaining.
Easy, Tommy G.
I will go with the Steelers route too. I think that they groom him to be Big Ben's backup.
I mean, Big Ben's right arm is like hanging on by like one singular tendon at this point. So Jameis could be pressed into action for sure.
I still
Replace one rapey quarterback with another one, and there you go. All right.
Wow. In this
Wow,
economy, Dave?
Kitchen went there.
he went there. I was just gonna say, I remember when Big Ben got hurt in that game, and we all stacked. That was the Vance McDonald week.
Oh, Tuttle.
Oh, yeah.
Tuttle. Davis victory lapping his League of Legends. Tuttle victory lapping.
No, I lost money that money that week because I stacked Vance with Big Ben.
But you got cloud equity, and that's all that matters.
Hey, I will say you're looking for some of my draft takes here, Dave. I will say I've seen some tape on Jake Fromm.
Yeah.
I watched QB1 on Netflix.
QB coaches love Jake Fromm.
Yeah, he's a likable guy. I can see why. He's somebody that Davis would find cringeworthy.
Yeah,
but,
he's big time. He's like big teacher's pet energy.
Yeah.
I have no interest in Jake Fromm at all.
Jake Fromm or Jacob Eason, Davis?
I actually think I neither. Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon is my answer to that question. The perfect pass. The perfect pass, Peter. It all circles back.
How old's Gordon?
Oh, he's probably like 30.
No, he isn't. I actually think, didn't he only start a year or two?
Anthony Gordon
He is 22 and a half.
Yeah, so he's young. He's young enough to be Joe Burrow's grandson.
Guess who his best comparable is on Player Profiler?
Oh gosh,
Gardner.
Hey, do you have your prop box, Peter?
I always at all times. What can I do for you?
We need a duck call.
Oh,
Oh
gosh.
Devlin Hodges goes 4X or he deletes the
Duck
account.
Hodges.
Oh, Bucky Hodges would be the guy that Davis is touting. All right.
Hang on real quick. You guys just inspired a real-time tweet from this conversation, but I'm worried it's going to bomb, so I might just need to workshop it a little on the stream.
Okay.
I call him Jake from Warner Robins, Georgia. That's his hometown.
That's not
Jake,
gonna work.
Jake Fromm. Where's Jake
from? Yes. Yeah.
Too many levels. Too many levels.
Let's see. 0 retweets, 6 likes.
You might want to delete it.
That would be a delete. That would be a delete if it was on my timeline.
No, because I'm going to get morbid curiosity faves from people going back and looking for it. So I think my 0 retweets, 6 likes is about spot on.
What would be your Jacob Eason one? You know, Eason started out at Georgia.
It's got to be something with an easel.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I call him picture perfect when I draw him on my Jacob easel. I don't know.
I thought it was going to be like
really
easing them into the...
There we go.
All right.
Please fave this tweet. I need it. I need it so bad.
All right. Speaking of our Twitter account, the Swolecast, we're kind of out. Swolecast, currently not suspended, has 15 followers right now. Whoa. That's like a 8,000x as far as when we started the show.
Here,
Dude, do we really need more talk about exponential growth? I'm absolutely sick of talking about exponential growth.
My model is saying this account is going to grow to 1,000 followers.
Wow, I
think
the
draft starts.
I think more interesting is that this account is following Sports Handle, Overzet, Matic, RG, and Soccer Dave.
Oh, the shade.
Are we like on the outs here, or do you guys have something to tell me?
Yeah, I don't know why it's following Sports Handle and not you. The thing is, like, it was suspended, so like it was. We still have the old logo on there. We haven't done anything with the account. I'm going to blame Charlie. Just to update the poll question, though. How many landing spots will Davis Mattek get right in his latest mock draft? He put the over-under at 8. Currently 2 to 4 leading the clubhouse with 58%. 5 to 7 picks, 27%. 8 to 10 at only 4%. But 10 plus, 11.1%.
That's very hard to do. Do people know how
the
hard that is to do?
Kudos to Matic fan club for getting the 10 plus. No,
Dave.
No pressure.
I'd like to do a little personal giveaway. Should the Swolecast Twitter account hit 100 follows during the recording of this show, I will do a personal 30-second cameo for you about your own choosing, a topic of your own choosing. So the 100th follower there, I'm sure Dave will let me know who the 100th is, but your mission should you choose to accept it.
Hopefully Charlie will let you know. All right, let's talk about running backs. And Tuttle, this is your spot, man. If there was ever a spot for you, it would be talking about a Wisconsin running back on an NFL Prospect show.
Well,
so let's hear it. Jonathan Taylor.
It should be easy by now, right? Like we know these running backs actually aren't very talented. It's just the offensive line every year that makes them look good. And the offensive – no, seriously. Like there has not been a Wisconsin running back that is good in the NFL. Name one.
James White.
Melvin
Gordon?
Trash.
Melvin Gordon is trash. James White
trash.
is good.
James White is good, but he was never really a pass catcher, obviously, at Wisconsin because they don't have that in his offense.
So this would be I have a rabbit hole theory for Jonathan Taylor, Tuttle, and I'd like you to tell me if this is true or false, or potentially true or likely false. Okay, so Wisconsin's whole thing is getting 5-star recruit running backs, right? Like the whole program revolves around having a white quarterback that sucks.
Just trash quarterbacks.
Just horrible quarterbacks that suck. And then really, really good running backs. And so my theory is that the reason that Jonathan Taylor started catching passes this final season is the Wisconsin, the football program, they were like, dude, if we're going to keep getting these 5-star recruits, we got to send them off to be first and second round picks. They're not going to be first and second round picks if they don't catch passes. So we got to start throwing Jonathan Taylor. I know, this is the rabbit hole. This is the rabbit hole theory.
They're not talking about winning games. They're talking about how can we get more 5-star running backs.
They'll keep getting the running backs.
That helps them win the games.
They'll keep getting the running backs because crappy running backs can put up massive numbers.
The offensive line.
Yeah,
I'm going to own Tuttle so hard. I was just doing a little digging on great Wisconsin running backs. You ready for me to drop
Corey Clement?
Monty Ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Ron Dane.
Seriously. Ron Dane, Monty Ball. I mean, these guys were just like the nuts in college.
Yeah, but did Ron Dane run a 4.39?
It doesn't matter. These guys are it's all the offensive line.
I can't believe Tuttle is not coming to Jonathan Taylor's aid right here.
I'm not caving for it.
I am shook.
He went contrarian. He went contrarian on the. I thought that he
could he be more talented than Monty Ball? Yeah, or some of these other guys. Melvin Gordon, is he probably more talented than these guys? Yeah, but even when they threw him the ball more his senior season, it's not like he excelled in that area. He's replaceable.
Do you guys want to hear my take on Jonathan Taylor? That's a unique take, and I haven't stolen it from anyone.
Yeah.
You think he's the next Zeke Elliott?
No. I'm starting to think there's a bit of a disconnect between what analytics Twitter thinks about Jonathan Taylor and what front offices think about them.
You want to drop that take for Tyler Johnson too while we're here? There's
a huge disconnect, and my mock draft is forced to reflect that.
I don't get the inside. I'm not as plugged in as you guys with all these. So like
everyone in fantasy football Twitter is like Jonathan Taylor is the next Saquon, and then all the mock drafts have him as a late second round pick, and so everyone's like, well, what's the like DeAndre Swift is like universally projected to go ahead of him, but no one in fantasy Twitter likes Swift more than Taylor.
Yeah, and it's the opposite way with mention Henry Ruggs to a fantasy.
You want to join a civil war, Dave? Mention Henry Ruggs.
And you are going to get. I mean, you say that that he's going to be picked before Jerry Jeudy, and there is a certain faction of Twitter that will lose their mind. Like
he might though. He legit might.
Here's how you do the Ruggs take. You go. I don't know if it's going to translate directly to fantasy football, but he is a guy that's going to help a team win on the field the way he stretches the field.
I mean, that's the perfect middle, because then you can agree with whatever the NFL says, but you completely abdicate yourself from responsibility of his fantasy results.
He's more of a best ball pick. That way you don't have to know when to start him.
In a GPP.
Henry Ruggs in a GPP is going to be a very popular take.
My favorite was Henry Ruggs runs a 4.27. I wanted listen to the other wide receivers that have run under a 4.3. Tell me if they're
that was
any
a really
good.
good.
Trash.
That was the really good take. So we're like, they're too fast. They're too fast, bro.
They're gonna outrun their quarterback.
My Henry Ruggs take is he was trash in college football DFS, so he sucks.
Tuttle, I'm starting to think you don't like any of these prospects, man. Who do you like?
It is such the Tuttle. Yeah, like let's go to
Tuttle likes Tyler Johnson. Tuttle likes KJ Hamler. Tuttle likes who's the Chubba Hubbard.
Good old Chuba. Zach Moss, baby.
See, Zach Moss is like terrible. He's so egregious.
He's the exact same thing as Jonathan Taylor. I don't care.
He literally is like 25% slower.
Put them in the same offense. They'll put up same numbers.
He ran a 4.65
at last draft.
And if you go to player profiler,
draft capital.
If you go, just go. I'm not even going to ruin it. Just go to player profiler if you like Zach Moss.
Well, that clickbait's working on me right now.
It's working for me too.
You guys,
no way! That is perfect. We couldn't have made that up.
Let me see this.
That's comparable. Could not have scripted that better.
I don't share the Zach Moss enthusiasm. The two late round running backs I am enthusiastic about are Darrington Evans and Lynn Bowden Jr.
All right, let's talk about Lynn Bowden Jr. That's a good topic because
he's fun.
He's a fun player to talk about because he played quarterback at Kentucky, and everyone knew that he wasn't going to be a quarterback because he never threw. All he did was run the ball, and they even beat some teams just running the ball with Lynn Bowden Jr. So where do you think he winds up, Davis?
Late day 2 pick. Seems like a Chiefs, Ravens, Saints style selection, just like good team willing to take a guy in the middle rounds who doesn't have to play on offense their first season.
What was the last thing that we've seen as far as a quarterback who comes and plays running back? Tim Tebow?
No.
Jerick McKinnon?
Yeah. McKinnon would be the last one who actually played running back.
Thank you, guys.
That was
I can't even believe that Peter just led the way with a serious football take. I
pulled that one
right
out
now.
of his FF Comedy Hour takes after his RotoViz days. I'm Peter Overzet, and today we're going to talk about
today on Fantasyland how my friend Davis Maddock won $5,000 playing League of Legends DFS. I'm joined right now by the man of the hour, Davis Maddock. Where do you get your ideas from? The key is to make fun of yourself before everyone else can do it.
It's true. You're actually stealing my move in that regard, but whatever. I'll let it go.
All right. All right. You want to move on to wide receivers? Who cares about running back? We thought that was we all. Oh, okay. No, forget it. Rewind. Keyshawn Vaughn. Let's talk about Keyshawn Vaughn for a second.
I saw him. I've watched some tape on him. He's got a little wiggle.
Wow.
He does.
We got wiggle in for the. I was wondering if we could get there.
He's got some wiggle. I'm just giving Dave some props on a Vandy guy.
He lit it up a couple years ago. It's tough to play at Vanderbilt being a running back.
Antonio Gibson is the other guy too. By the way, he's
Zach Stacy did it. You remember Zach Stacy?
Zach Stacy? Is he on bye or?
Ralph Webb did it. Ralph Webb on the practice squad for the Patriots.
So isn't the thing with Antonio Gibson is he only ran outside basically? Like he literally only had.
He's like he's going to be a running back in the NFL.
But when they ran him in college, it was like outside toss.
Yeah, it was like, do you remember when LaDainian Tomlinson went to the Jets and they made Sean Green run all the horrible inside stuff, and then they gave LaDainian Tomlinson all the sweeps? That's what Antonio Gibson did, basically.
Yeah, Dave, I feel like you should have a good Keyshawn Vaughn boots on the ground take. You've been rooting through his garbage. You got any hot tips here? I mean, Vanderbilt, he can't be too far down the street from you.
He's not, and he's a mid-state guy as well. He went to Illinois. crushed it his freshman year. Sophomore year, they didn't really use him that well. So he transferred, went to Vanderbilt, and he tore it up year before last year. Teams were just stacking the box because Vanderbilt didn't have a quarterback, but he is fast and he can catch passes. So he's just going to be another one of these fill-in guys. Tuttle probably compares him to Jonathan Taylor, which
by the way, we didn't
comparable.
We didn't even say the comp to Zach Moss.
Yeah,
it's Monty Ball for those that I don't feel like player profile, which is perfect, just poetic.
It's almost like that time where Drew Dinkmeyer was trying to poo-poo my love for Adam Thielen, and I went and pulled him up on Player Profiler at the time, and it was his player comp was Drew's most favorite player in the world. Do you know who that is, Davis?
Marquez Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on fire today.
People don't even know about Marcus Wilson, dude. That guy, big, long history. Love that guy. Marcus, if you're listening, get in touch. Let's do a take cast.
Back when we had the Sunday Night Football Millie sweat, Dink firing it up.
Back when we had the Monday Night Football sweat, so you'd have to sit.
Awesome.
You'd have to sit
awesome,
overnight. Yeah,
they would fly me out to Boston. DraftKings, they had money to spend, so they would fly all soccer dad out every
soccer day.
DK Pro soccer day.
One of us have been a DK Pro, one of us have not. It's like Davis telling us that he was Davis tells us he was a pro athlete because he was sponsored as a skateboarder.
That is literally the definition of being a pro athlete, just per the data.
Because some skate shop gave him a free shirt.
Per the data, that is correct.
Hey, I mean, I call myself a social influencer just because, I got one Samsung phone. I mean, we all got to ride whatever. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about wide receivers. I'm going to go out on a limb here. This might be the most talented wide receiver class we've ever had.
Can't be better than 2014, I think.
No.
2014 just too good.
Davis, 2014, nothing pales in comparison to this class. We could have 10 wide receivers drafted in the first round this year.
I think Peter actually did a great wide receiver ranking earlier. He posted his rankings on Twitter. I think we should have him go through those.
Peter, would you like to go through your rankings?
Yeah. Number 1, Jerry Jeudy. Number 2, CeeDee Lamb. Number 3, Deshaun Jackson type. Number 4, Hakeem Butler type. Number 5, Deshaun Jackson type. Number 6, Hakeem Butler type. Number 7, Hakeem Butler type. 8, Deshaun Jackson type. 9, Deshaun Jackson type. 10, Deshaun Jackson, Hakeem Butler hybrid type.
Oh man, Hakeem, where did he go to the Cardinals? He went to the Cardinals, right? Like in the
first, he was that. So everyone spent the night after the second and third and rounds of the draft arguing about Hakeem Butler, and then he went with the first pick of the 4th round. It was good times.
Oh.
And but I actually think some targets are going to open up for him this year with DeAndre Hopkins coming over.
Fitzgerald might finally just retire mid-season, though.
Isabella is going to be on the opposite side of that. Man, I cannot wait to see this Cardinals offense and the first time that Peter fades them week 2.
No, he would never.
Yeah,
you know what I'm going to do this offseason? I'm going to reread Perfect Pass. I'm going to get reinvigorated about the air raid.
You need to read like Gettleman's like organizational philosophy book, and I think that'd be really good for your drafts.
With all these running backs I'm taking in the first round of dynasty drafts, you would think I would reading the Gettleman Bible.
Just you gotta get Dalvin Cook at the 107 whenever you can.
Imagine not being able to make the air raid work in the XFL.
God, that honestly that was more tilting to me watching the Dallas Renegades than ever watching the Cardinals this year. I would take field goals from Kingsbury over this. No, I can't. Don't
over Philip Nelson checking down to Cameron Artis-Payne.
This is the week, guys. This is the week. We're stacking the Renegades.
No, I mean,
check
Cameron
down.
Artis-Payne and Lance Dunbar would get like 22 PPR points a week combined just on 2-yard catches. It was the best.
Yeah. I mean, and to think I was this close to spending $600 to get air raid certified by Hal Mummy. If I take down a GPP, I'll still do it.
Hey, do you need me to loan you some money, dude?
Just end the show, Devin. Cut this show. I'm done with this shit.
All right, Davis, we need an obscure wide receiver that you can tout.
An obscure wide receiver.
I mean, it can be obscure for like the mainstream audience, like maybe like AGG.
Yeah, so my guy is Chase Claypool from Notre Dame. Some NFL teams view him as a tight end. I think either like he could play tight end. He's going to play like the Jimmy Graham position. So like tight end, but he's never asked to block. And I think he's going to be really good at that. And I think there is an outside chance that Tuttle's Green Bay Packers select him with the 30th overall pick in the 2020 NFL draft.
What were we talking about?
Chase Claypool.
Claypool, I saw that. I saw your mock draft, yeah.
I feel
the Packers
have on that one.
The Packers have to choose a wide receiver in the first round.
The thing is Mims might be there for them, and they would take him over Claypool for sure.
Do you think?
They'll never admit it because Mims the word.
Oh gosh.
That was not great. Yeah, I think if Mims is there at 30 for the Packers, I think that is a slam dunk I think Mims is happy about it. I think the Packers are happy about it for sure. The guy
we
you
could
don't
do a whole
want
wide
the Packers,
receiver show.
We could.
Go ahead, Davis.
The guy that you don't want the Packers to take if you're a Packers fan is T. Higgins, where it's just like there's so many red flags but he looked so good in college that maybe some scouts are going to pound the table for him.
He looked really good in college. He's worked with some other good wide receivers, had good production.
He ran a defensive lineman's 40 time, though.
Well, Davis, sometimes people have game speed. That might be him.
Maybe.
I will say the mock drafts, this is why people that I'll update the poll question as far as how many people Davis thinks think Davis will get. Anyways, that was a tough one. How many draft picks Davis will get in his mock draft? There are so many wide receivers. Just wide receivers alone, it's almost impossible to peg where they're going to go.
Yeah, I mean, so even if you were able to correctly identify, like, okay, these are the right receivers in the right order, the teams might switch. I think there are going to be a couple of trades in the first round. It would not surprise me if the Cowboys traded back and if the Broncos traded up. Also would not surprise me at all if the Patriots traded back from 23. If they're like, well, so they're again the drum beat. There's a drum beat that the Patriots might want Jalen Hurts, and if they want Jalen Hurts, they don't have to take him at 23.
What gives you the idea that the Patriots would ever move back?
They got Jarrett Stidham.
Stidham on the DraftKings Sportsbook is minus 300 to be their week 1 starting quarterback. So if you think they sign one of these other guys or they draft a quarterback in this, in the upcoming draft, they're like a bunch of guys at like plus 800 or better. You can just be printing with that optionality.
All right. 10 plus has 6.9. Oh, it just moved to 7.1.
Whoa, is that some?
Davis would get.
How are you reading that line movement, Dave?
Live on Twitter.
There's just like me getting 10 would be. I would like fillet myself.
I guess this was why would you put yourself at 8?
7.5.
Like if you put the number at 8 picks that you're going to get, but 10 is almost impossible. Because I think so. At 2 is a lock, right? Just the 2 are going to happen, and then I think after like 5 or 6, it just gets like exponentially difficult for the selections to become correct. Yeah, no one even has. There is such a, correct me if I'm wrong, Davis, but there is such a wide range between pick like 3 and 9. Like players could go like anywhere beyond that. It's wide open after the first 2 picks. Even there's not even a consensus on offensive tackles.
Yeah, so actually that is a great point. Like it seems like some people are like Jedrick Wills is the best, and then some people have him as like the 6th best offensive tackle. That again, another weird thing is that there are tons of talented offensive tackles in this draft,
so
which
weird.
I think Peter has rankings for those guys that we were discussing earlier via DM.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to offensive tackle today. I would like to check in on tight ends, though, Dave.
Okay, I'm going to let you talk about tight ends because I know that you've got one. Is it Hopkins? Is that the...
No, I actually did want it before, just to kind of lay the groundwork. I wanted to ask Davis who his favorite tight end is out of Missouri.
Oh, Alberto? Touchdown creator?
No, sorry, I didn't catch that last part. What's his name?
Chances of me saying his last name on air are 0%. I will never.
Who I honestly didn't even hear who he is.
Alberto?
Oh?
Yeah.
Alberto? Is he Mexican?
Alberto?
Yeah, that's what he goes by. Kitchen, can we get you to say it? You take yourself less seriously than I do.
All right. What? You take yourself seriously, Davis?
More seriously than you do. I
Albert
just noticed for the first time.
Aquidbenum.
Close.
Albert,
Aquidbenum.
Albert, I could pronounce it, but I can't.
I just realized that Peter is on our Zoom call on his wife's happy hour Zoom account.
Already said. Lauren
I just noticed it.
Every Zoom call's an adventure.
Every Zoom call is an adventure.
Do
you enjoy listening in on your wife's happy hours?
The problem is I'm getting sucked into them now. They've now become joint happy hour. I have more of a social life now than I did pre-COVID, and it's.
Are they like, Peter, make us dance, make us dance?
Yeah, he
make us laugh
strips
with your dancing. Yeah,
yeah, they
like the entertainer boy.
I pull out the rubber chicken, and we do all the props.
Takes your shirt off and does the quarantines planking.
Gets the prop box out there. All right, best draft bets, boys. We'll say wide receiver for next.
Can I give a real quick take?
Yep.
To continue on with my Jonathan Taylor deadpan, Quintez Cephas has a more meaningful NFL career than Jonathan Taylor.
Who?
Quintez.
This guy. The drum beat for Quintez Cephas is real. There are some scouts.
Is it?
Do you know what he ran the 40 in?
Really,
I'm assuming
slow,
not good. 4.73.
4.73.
Dude's a beast, though. He's a big fella.
Quintez Cephas. This guy sounds like a character out of the Odyssey or something.
More meaningful career than Jonathan Taylor.
What does more meaningful mean, Tuttle?
Whatever it is, whatever makes me win the bet is what more meaningful means.
I was gonna say, how are we defining this?
Very subjective on purpose.
Davis?
I don't have a big Quintez Cephas take.
Wow.
I don't. I mean, I would never
you stump Davis. He's not even
I would never draft a wide receiver that ran slower than a 4.6 to my football teams.
What if his hands are big?
Does not matter to me. My best draft bet is Jeffrey Okudah, 3rd overall pick, plus 145. I don't even know if that's the price now. That's the price I bet it at. It feels like it's only priced like that because of the uncertainty that someone trades up to where the Lions are to get Tua or Herbert or whatever. And I view the trade as being less likely as the Lions just taking their guy. I know it bums you out, Kitchen, that they're replacing your boy. What's the guy's name?
You're doing
the cornerback, Darius Slay, that you loved to tout. Pro Football Focus's 87th best ranked corner from last season. But yeah, they're going to take Jeffrey Okudah.
Just glad you learned his name finally as he's on his way out the door.
I'll take a stab at it.
What's that?
I'm going to take a stab at Albert's last name.
All right.
He did. He's been researching the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, he went to pronunciation guide.
Dave, can I get the country of origin?
American Samoa, right?
And Dave, could you also use it in a sentence for me? And then I will.
I know this.
Albert Aquigbanunum.
Pretty good. That was pretty good.
Okay, thank you. We should do a spelling bee, NFL draft spelling bee.
Yeah. All right. Any other draft bets out there? Peter, you got one?
I've seen a lot of draft bets out there. There's a lot you can bet on.
People are hard up, dude.
I saw people betting on how many dogs are going to be shown during the NFL draft. What's the most amount of people you're going to see in a room, which will be interesting because then we'll get all the COVID shaming for lack of social distancing.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Let me just go ahead and say that there is in the Roto Grinders Discord chat, if you're a premium member, there is a NFL draft betting channel, and Mr. DB730.
Dude, DB is all
DB's
over
been
it.
going ham. He is on the grind.
Should I give to the people his latest take live on the Swolecast?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Behind the paywall. He says, I'm in the minority on Higgins, but I like him for nearly 2-1 in this bet versus Mims on drafted first prop.
I would bet the Mims side even at.
Well, that's negative is minus 235 for Denzel Mims, T. Higgins plus 180. So there you go, Davis.
Big disconnect, Davis, between what NFL Twitter thinks and what front offices think about Mims and Higgins. Just think about that before you get your money in bad.
I love when Peter wears his hat like this when he looks like B-Rabbit from Malibu's Most Wanted. It's really cute.
This is the show's winding down rally cap.
Oh man, Jamie Kennedy. That might be your DFS prop. Your DFS comp.
My DFS comp is Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie Kennedy. Do you remember Jamie Kennedy?
Of course. He had the prank show on WB.
Yes, he did. This is going down a rabbit hole. All right.
I'm fake young, remember? I remember things like Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, Peter's as old as Sammy Reed. He just doesn't want people to know.
No. How old's Sammy?
Fake young.
I mean, he's like 62. I don't actually know how old he is. I just know it's shockingly old. Like you never would have guessed. Like he's older than Kitchen.
Also, we need to alert to another contest that is going on right
this
now.
is actually a good contest.
Yeah. So on the Roto Grinders Twitter right now, there is Dave Gettleman photo challenge. If you guys didn't see, it was Gettleman's home war room draft setup. And I believe what's the prize on this one, Dave? There is some free stuff on the line for this one.
It's like a big ticket to the Global Poker stuff. It's like a 518 or something. Don't quote me.
Why didn't we do it this? Why was this Thursday? Why are we not having poker tonight?
Davis, I don't know.
We can't play poker all the time. Not all of us can just tweet out things like, what would you do under the gun, pre-flop, 3-bet raise?
I'm still arguing about this, by the way. This is still an argument that's ongoing.
I can't believe this guy wanted to fold this.
Kitchen, how did your poker experience go during the Global Poker? Did you enjoy it? Was it fun for you?
I enjoyed the highlight was getting to tell Big T that I did not think he was the world's best basketball player.
How many times did you rebuy?
3.
Kitchen,
how many times did you rebuy, Peter?
0.
Wow.
I ran it up in the rebuy period and then punted it off immediately after.
Love to see it.
Kitchen, Big T, you tilted Big T so hard. He was at
so
home
hard.
on a Friday night grinding game footage and posting clips.
Yeah, that was a big win for me. When I saw him,
I feel like Big T's a really excitable guy. Like you can get him riled up not that hard.
He took down his stats. He literally watched the live stream and took down his stats, including blocks. It wasn't even how many buckets he got. He included rebounds and blocks in there. I don't know. You call him Brick T, and he just goes into panic mode. And I will go ahead and say it on the Swolecast as well. 2 of the guys on the Swolecast, Peter and Tuttle, were better than Big T in the game. And it was just me saying that. Other people were saying that. But Big T put himself on this big pedestal. Imagine, if Big T was on this Swolecast right now, he would be in the Davis Maddock basketball tier.
Oh gosh.
Oh wow! Now that's a shots fired.
He's gonna get mad at me for letting you say something like that.
He's gonna say that we didn't stand up for him.
Okay, we'll stand up for him. Do you
I
think?
used to play basketball with future NFL player Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, well, Big T was apparently he won like a single A championship or something like that.
Okay, Big T. This is me sticking up for Big T. He got a little gassed at the end, as we all did.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, the first game we played, every single time the ball went down to him, he just got hacked like 10 times because there's no penalty. There's unlimited fouling.
Yeah,
so
but there's also no penalty for camping out in the lane like he was doing.
Yeah,
so,
he would have dominated, though.
All right,
absolutely.
So Tom, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Did you think that Big T was as good as what he projected himself and others like CSU Ram projected Big T to be? After you saw him play, what would you say better or worse than you expected?
I would say he underperformed, and I would say he would agree that he underperformed.
I thought the same thing, but he kind of said that he did all he could, yet they lost. But yeah, it was a tough scene for Big T.
The other thing, I mean, I have no doubt in his skill set. I know Tuttle and I had concerns about him playing a bunch of rec basketball the day before. Yeah. We were concerned about that. So I think with fresh legs, I think we get there. And obviously,
I mean, you get him on the second game of the back-to-back. It's just everyone knows that's a letdown spot for the big studs.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of the back-to-back, I mean, Dan Bach to Bach with the scheduling was just absolutely egregious.
Yeah. This is the first time I've seen Pete get upset.
You know, he is my captain. He did put us in a bad position with the world's biggest amount of shit talking ever about it.
Didn't DB bail too? Didn't he just not play?
Yeah, he tore his calf.
He got hurt. I felt so much pressure just because of all the shit talk. I was like, this is supposed to be just like a fun rec league basketball thing.
But
I'm like diving on the floor for loose
competitive.
balls.
You got super competitive.
I mean, if you're not being super competitive, I don't want to play pickup basketball with you. The only way to play is for it to be no fun for everyone because one guy's taking it way too serious. That's the only way pickup basketball works.
That was Peter. He took it so serious.
That's all I got, Dave. I'm a hustler guy.
There wasn't even a joke, no playing around. It was like if
Big T put a lot on the line for this team. I had to go out there and be a good soldier.
If you have the graph of in the middle is Peter Overzet, and on the very, very far end over here is Pete Manzanelli. On the other end of Peter Overzet is Too Serious Guy, and that was Pete during the
Too Serious Pete. That could be a bit in and of itself. We should do a full Swolecast where Pete literally doesn't break character and is only like Silva after he watched Contagion, just like asterisk after asterisk of like super in detail.
That was Big T after he watched just like Silva watched Contagion 3 times in a row. Big T watched our pickup basketball game 3 times in a row.
I am an asshole when I play basketball. Like in my rec league when I was playing, I by far drew the most amount of technical fouls. I get under people's skin because I'll box out and play hard and people are like, oh, I just want to shoot, and jog up and down the court. And I'm like, all I got is boxing you out and beating you to a loose ball. So that's all I got.
All right. There's no chance anyone's still paying attention, but it is a $540 sweep coin ticket.
There it is.
Do people even understand how much EV was given away in the Roto Grinders DFS Poker Open? Like the 218 tickets were so massive. People should have been calling us with everything.
But Davis, do you know what this contest is?
What contest?
We'll have to recreate the Dave Gettleman photo. And then we choose who the best Gettleman photo is.
Got a feeling it's not going to be that hard for some people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, guess who the judges are?
They just got to find a bottle of lotion.
Guess who the judges are for this contest?
The only respectable panel of judges that have ever existed: Head Chopper DB and Peter Overzet.
They're the ones that's going to be judging this.
Basically, henceforth, anything tangentially related to DFS,
any DFS dispute that has to be settled, it goes to those three, and that's just it's all there is to it.
We'll fire up our Telegram chat. The form deterioration, yeah, let's knock him. Dan Box, I'm going to take a 2-hour nap, and then Head Chopper just 12 straight hours, just like this.
Pete, did you get reimbursed for this in any way because you were not allowed to wager on the event?
I feel like there was already enough controversies around the judges. I don't need to disclose any kind of gifts.
He got rewarded, and you hear what he told you earlier or he told Tuttle about his clout.
It's true. You probably did.
I got push-up judge clout.
You got you got put in the same sense as Dan Bach, dude. That's pretty big clout.
No publicity is bad publicity, or bad publicity is not.
That's what I always say.
Dang it. I was so close to that. Anyways, all right. Follow the Swolecast account. I know Pete said he would give away.
How did we do, Dave? How many followers did we get?
How many do you think, without looking, how many do you think we have?
I don't know, 45?
24.
Oh.
Pretty close.
We're so close.
Hey,
I had to close out the YouTube video stream because I was getting anxious about the poor thumbs up to thumbs down ratio as well.
Oh no.
It's not quite the ratio we typically like to see.
What happens during these shows, man? Oh, jeez.
What a show, guys. We are back.
We're back, baby. All right.
Back.
Can't wait to grind the LPL LCK slate tonight. Hope to see XFL thought leader Peter Overzet in the streets tonight.
What are the odds? Davis says he's been playing one lineup a night, one contest. What are the odds that Davis has like 1,000 in play tonight?
I already withdrew all the money I won.
Whoa, what a nit.
Bought a bunch of Apple stock and Bitcoin, and that's it.
You still own Nike stock?
No, sold it.
Oh man. Wow. All right. That will do it for the Swolecast. We'll see you next week. We're just gonna be talking about wide receivers next week. That's all we're gonna be talking about is wide receivers in this draft.
Well, it's gonna be the day of the draft, right?
Yeah. People will want to tune in to our show.
We should do a live show, right?
Should definitely.
No, I do not sign up for that.
No, we definitely should. Same time, same place. We'll see you then. Later.